I took coffee twice a day for years, and now I do it between 5 and 7 days a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And I'm not talking about drinking coffee, because I don't drink coffee. That's hard on your adrenals, and I can't afford that. But I love coffee enemas because I love to detox. You guys should watch the video on coffee enemas because you'll learn a lot more if you watch that. And I'll be talking a lot more in the future about coffee enemas because they're a fantastic detox for the liver. Many people think that it's a bowel detox, but it's not. Just because it goes up your rectum doesn't mean that it's a benefit of your bowel. That's the side effect and benefit of a coffee enema, but the main effect is on the liver. So today's video, I want to show you how to do a shortcut in making coffee for your coffee enemas so that you always have coffee made and you're ready to do it when you want to do it. Otherwise, you're not feeling good and you wake up and you decide you need to do it, and now you have to wait like minimum an hour to make the coffee, and then that's a pain in the neck. So if you always have it ready and in your fridge, it's easy. So here's how I do it. I always have 2 to 4 jars of this in my fridge. Okay, so here we go. I use a coffee press, and each coffee press will make 1 jar. So I have 2 coffee presses, and then this is my coffee. I personally use the same coffee that the Gerson Clinic uses, and that's a coffee that comes from a company called Cafe MAM, M-A-M. And so it's a kind of, if you don't want to order from them, you can just buy an organic, number 1, organic. Do not use coffee that's not organic. Organic and a medium roast. And honestly, you guys, you're going to have a lot of questions. I know. I'll try to answer them as we go along here. So I'm going to do 4 tablespoons. I don't do level. I do a little bit heaping tablespoons in each of my liter presses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you're gonna boil your kettle or a pan of water. You're gonna need 2 liters, and you're gonna pour this right in all the way up to the top. First of all, make sure that it's freshly boiling water, not that it's hot. You want to, right as soon as it boils, you want to put it in. So now you're going to take a knife and you're going to stir it around because there's all that coffee at the bottom and you want to mix that in. And that's it. And now I just set the press lightly on top like this. And I leave it overnight. If I do this before bed, which is the easiest way, it's ready to go in the morning. But if I didn't have any coffee, I would leave it like this for at least an hour. Preferably longer, but an hour is good enough to do a coffee enema at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my bucket. So let me put these aside because they're gonna sit now for a long time. So when the coffee is ready, you're going to pour it into your mason jars. You're going to push it down the strainer, and you're going to pour it into your mason jar and fill it all the way to the top. If it only goes to there, then you can just add water to the rest. Put your lid on tight. It'll be nice, and you'll see some granules at the bottom. I never worry about that. If they go in my bucket, no problem. I like it because it just makes it nice and strong. So then I pour this into my container once this is pressed down, and now I have 2 liters. So each liter is for 2 enemas. So 1 enema would be 2 tablespoons of coffee. You always got to close your tube. You hear that? Okay, so we take that there, and now I shake this up, and I am going to add half. So I pour half in. The most important thing is if you just made it and you're going to use it, you need to put your finger in and you need to feel it because it needs to be body temperature, like 98.6, just warm. and not cold, but not hot. Hot is dangerous, so make sure you feel it. And it depends on the temperature of what's in my bucket on what I add, because that's only a half a liter in there right now, right? So that's a half a liter, and now I'm gonna add another half a liter of water, whether it's hot, warm, or cold, depends on the temperature that's in my bucket. This one is warm, so I would boil more water in my kettle, and I would pour a half a liter in here. I would measure it, and I'd pour a half a liter in here. Once you get used to it, I don't need to measure it because I kind of know where it is in my bucket. And as I pour boiling water, I put my finger in. Oh, okay, that's a little too hot. Now I go grab some cold water, and I keep doing hot or cold until it's really a nice temperature. And if you're doing it from here and you pour it in and you put your finger in, you go, whoa, that's hot. Then I take my bottle of cold water in the fridge and I add, and I keep putting my finger in. If it gets too cool, I add a little hot water. But that makes it so easy because now you've got these in the fridge and they last, I would say, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks in the fridge. I never go that long having them in there, but they for sure last a week. For me, I'm always adding hot water because I'm taking them out of the fridge. As soon as I have 1 or 2 left, I make 2 more. So I always have 2 or 4 in my fridge, so I never run out. Goal is to get 1 liter of fluid. Half will come from your coffee concentrate and half will come from water. So remember that. Half of our coffee concentrate and half water. And part that you add that's water has to make the total temperature 98.6 or 7 or something less than, so you can tolerate it. And you guys, once you learn how to do it like this, it's so easy and it's so convenient. You'll always have coffee ready, and then you just take your bucket and do it, and it's so quick because you hold it for 15 minutes. I know. Everyone wants a video on how to do a coffee enema, and there's none out there because there's no brave souls to even show you how to do it, even obviously staying clothed. But I'm going to think about that because I've had a lot of people ask me how to do it. I did a podcast at vidalspeaks.com on coffee enemas and all the details, and I did a video on the benefits of coffee enemas, so please listen to those because you'll learn a lot. But yeah, I'm considering doing a video so I can show you step by step how to do it. But what's really important is to learn how to be prepared, and it's so efficient. And then you spend your 15 minutes holding your coffee enema, and then you're kind of done. You wait maybe 10 minutes after that in case you're going to have some extra releases, and then you're so good to go for the day. You feel fantastic. We still need to do much more than coffee enemas because we need to get to the cell. So we have to do a lot of either fasting or fruit cleanses, or first of all, what I would say is plant-based diet. That's first, right? Low fat, cleanses, juicing, all of those things are going to help us detox. So this is just one amazing tool. They do it at the Gerson Clinic, and they do 5 a day. And before they started coffee enemas, they were losing patients when they would get rid of their tumor and the body would expel their tumor. They started having patients die because the toxins from the tumor coming out, Dr. Gerson said, actually was killing the patient. They were cancer-free, but they died of toxicity. So that's when he started using coffee enemas, and that was way back, I think in the 20s or 30s. And his daughter, Charlotte Gerson, who's now 90-something, she's been doing them every day of her life. So I trust the Gerson therapy. They're the experts, and I listen to them, and I've done it myself. For years, I did it twice a day. I used it every time I had a migraine, and my migraine went away. That's why they were miracles for me. It got me off of taking aspirin. All right, you guys, subscribe and like this video, and if you've learned anything from this channel, that's the biggest thing you could do and give me back is a subscribe. All right.